Okay, wow. I have been thinking about posting a video about my relationship with St. Maria Goretti for a little while now. It's just taken me a little while to get the courage and stuff to talk about this. But yeah, I started this novena to St. Maria Goretti at the beginning of this week, and for any of you who don't know her story, I'll post a little bit about it later, but yeah, I just wanted to share this because she is a huge part of my life, and I just felt really called to shine a light on her. But as many of you know, I had a very hard time in high school. Going into my sophomore year of high school, I was about 15 years old. I got in a lot of trouble, and I was grounded the whole summer. And one of my punishments was to go on a Steubenville conference. I call it a punishment because I did not want to go. But my dad forced me to go, and it turned out to be one of the best weekends I've ever had in my whole entire life. Christ really revealed himself to me and completely stole my heart. From then on, I've never been the same. Also that year, I signed up to do confirmation. I missed the cutoff or something like that for freshman year, and so I had to do it when I was a sophomore. So I signed up, and when we were picking our patron or confirmation saints, I didn't really know anything about the saints. I knew about St. Maria Goretti a little bit, and I knew that she was the patron of purity, and I was like, well, I could probably use that, so I picked her. And that was really all I knew about her, and I thought her story was beautiful, but I didn't really relate to it at the time. So I picked her. I never really thought anything about it, anything else of it. And so, yeah, fall of that year, I met this guy on a youth retreat, and we started dating for about 3 months, and it was an extremely abusive relationship in every way, shape, and form. And I had no idea what I had gotten myself into. I couldn't put a name to it. I couldn't understand how I felt, and I finally got the courage to get out of this relationship. But towards the end, I completely lost myself. I was completely under his control. I lost my no. I lost any say that I had in the relationship. He kind of took away my backbone, my strength, my personality, my strong will, and I couldn't say no to him anymore, and I was date raped February of the next year. And I went through a long period of depression. I lost a lot of weight. I couldn't hang out with anybody. I was crying all the time. I had no idea what had just happened to me. It took a while to put a name to it because I knew him. When you think of rape, you think of getting pushed off into an alleyway by a stranger, but this was not the case. I had no idea what had happened to me, really, and to this day I have a hard time recalling the events of everything that happened that night. But a few years later, my senior year of high school, there was this seminar about rape and sexual abuse, and I remember just getting so angry at this seminar. For no reason, I got so angry, and I started crying, and I went and found my prayer partner, my teacher, and I said, I think this happened. I think something really bad happened to me. I need you to help me. I don't know what to do. And that day, it all kind of came to the light. My parents found out, my friends found out, everything, and yeah, it was like a huge spotlight was just shone down on the most intimate and embarrassing part of my life, and a lot of healing came from that, but it was also extremely painful, and I was so angry. I was so angry. I'd been angry for so long. I wanted him to hurt the way that I hurt. I wanted him to go through the pain that I went through. I wanted him to suffer the way that I had been suffering for so long. And I felt like I was defenseless and unprotected by God. I felt like he just kind of sat there. And so I decided to take it all on myself. I took the battle on myself. I was super defensive and offensive at the same time. Now, the world was against me and I was on my own. And I finally felt like I was justified to be angry, which I was. but I kept hearing this word. I kept hearing about forgiveness, and I was like, yeah, that's great for some other people, but like, I have no business forgiving anybody for anything. I'm justified. I'm right to feel this way. I'm okay feeling this way. And the more that I thought about her, the more that I thought about St. Maria Goretti, I heard her whispering in my ear that this is not how you're going to find peace. This is not how you're going to find strength. This is not how you're going to resolve this. This is not how you're going to find healing. And she kind of gently brought me to the Lord. And I remember Jesus just kind of being like, I'm angry with you. I'm mad too. Let me take this battle from you. Lay down your sword. Let me pick it up from you. Let me be your defender and your protector. And the way that I had to lay down my sword, the way that I had to lay down my anger was by forgiving. That was me handing it all over to the Lord and being like, fine, revenge is yours, vengeance is yours. Even if I never see justice for what had happened to me, just give me the peace and the forgiveness that I need to forgive. And there's that Bible verse in Matthew about Peter comes up to Jesus and says, how many times do I have to forgive this guy? 7 times? Is that enough? And Jesus looks at him and says, 7 times 70, I think it is. And 7 being the number of complete or perfection. And I knew that I had to forgive him every day if that's what it took. Every day I had to forgive him. And I kept thinking about how heroic St. Maria Goretti was for forgiving her offender and fighting for him. Her last words were, please save him a spot in heaven with me, Jesus. I forgive him. Like, forgive him. I want him in heaven. She wanted heaven for this guy so bad. And I had to, like, look inward and be like, do I feel that way? And I didn't. And that's when she started to make a lot more sense to me. And that's when I started to see her hand in my life a whole lot more. And there's a lot more to my relationship with her. And there's a lot more to my story with St. Maria Goretti. But I decided just to start there. And yeah, I encourage you guys to really let her take your hand. And anybody struggling with forgiveness or healing or wanting heaven for others, she's a great person to have on your side. So yeah, that's it.